Entonces, so I am 97 last night. Very interesting. I'll get to the immediate bit that people will be interested in, the astral travel. It's actually quite complicated because Maestro had to sing what seemed to be to me at the time quite a complicated Icaro to take me along with him. But we did go, and I've just asked him to see if I was correct. Because I said to him before we left, I said, I'll stand in the centre of the Maloka at Lighthouse, so you know where I am. And I think he was next to, I couldn't see Maestro Antonio too clearly, but it was interesting because after he'd sung this Icaro, he said, I'll sing the Icaro, and then when I say, let's go, concentrate, and we'll go. But before we actually left, after he'd sung this Icaro, I actually had a vision of Maestro Jairo sitting in his chair in the dark. But I could see him wearing a blue t-shirt. And he probably wears a blue t-shirt a lot, so I've seen him in a blue t-shirt, so that's what I thought. But I thought I'd check with Maestro just now. And I said to him, was he wearing a blue t-shirt? He said, yeah. I said, wow, it works. I couldn't see my Christian very well, but I know where he sits too, which side, on the left of Anton or any shaman, usually. Lady I couldn't see because I think Maestro was in the way, but that shouldn't, I don't know how that works, I didn't see through him, I don't know. But Lady, she's, I don't know what time it was, 11 o'clock at night maybe, so she might be asleep, she gets tired after being up early. So it was a successful astral travel. I just got taken along for the ride with this Icaro. Maestro dragged me along with him. There's no sensation of sort of travelling. It's just literally like, let's go, and then you're there. But later on, I was having quite clear visions, and so I thought I'll just try to communicate with Terry, Joe, and Kathy, my friend Joe, thinking that they'd be asleep. And I haven't got a message from them today because I gave them a message each to tell me to text back. Terry may have been up feeding the cats at 5 in the morning, may not have been asleep. Kathy may have been at work. She works early in the bakery, so she goes to work at 3 a.m. So she might have not been asleep as well, so that's maybe, but anyway, and I spoke to my two sisters, I tried, and in my visions I was actually, it was quite convincing. I spoke to Terry first, had a nice sort of chat. I woke him up, kind of, not woke him in real life, but I woke his spirit up to sort of, and he sat up, and we had a conversation. Well, rather, I just spoke to him. Just to try it, see what happens, just on my own without any of the Icaro. Obviously, I don't know the Icaro, it was complicated, it seemed, calling different plants and stuff, and I'd never heard it before, so I'd have to learn it, I suppose, if I ever wanted to do it myself, so it's not straightforward. All I had to do, for my part, being taken along, was concentrate on where we were going. And of course, I know the Lighthouse retreat, so I think that makes a difference where you know somebody is, and that's why. And I know my brother's bedroom, I know my friend Joe's bedroom. I know my two sisters' bedrooms if they're in the same rooms. So I had a good chat with all of them. Gave my brother a hug, told him I missed him, and explained a few things. Explained to my sister Janet why, the unconditional love from Mum, why she'd suffered so much, but whether they saw me, I don't know, because I said I woke up at her husband as well. I got him and said to him, let's forget all of the shit that went in the past. And I said, you've still got my email. If you get this message, you can email me. But I don't think they will. It probably didn't even work. It was probably just all in my own visions or wishful thinking. And but I was on ayahuasca quite heavily. So that was the first interesting part, that how that works. So I think I've got a long way to go before I can do that myself. But it definitely worked, being taken along. So that was cool. And then the other major thing that happened was Maestro called the Katawa spirit, and I saw him just as Maestro had described. Really fucking huge spirit, warrior, dressed in armour, just grey sheets of steel armour, like a transformer, but with horns coming out of his helmet, huge, size of the trees compared to me next to his foot. And he was nice, but Maestro sang me a really powerful cleaning Ikro, and it was fascinating because I could see Katawa then, and then he started sending me, because Maestro was saying resina in his venas, the resin of the tree through my veins, and I could then see these tendrils in liquid coming toward me, and then sort of in my, not, it's difficult to explain, but just the idea of this liquid flowing through me, but then they turned into little snakes, sort of a foot, no, just little snakes, as if they're going through my veins. And then what was fascinating was it found the fucking hechizo in the chemotherapy, still in my blood, because next thing I saw this skull like float, just appear and float, and it had like a black tendril attached to it, sort of like the remains of a backbone or something. And then that changed into a witch, and she was powerful, and got, again, like they do, they get cocky, and they try to put doubts in your mind again. Along the lines of, what are you going to do? And I had my sword, and that didn't work. So I thought about the compassion one that worked with the last time when Bobin Sana was guiding me, saying the word compassion. She just said, the word compassion is not going to make any difference to me. She said, I'm in loads of different medicines in the West. Me and my sisters, effectively, in millions of different medicines. She said, we don't have any compassion. We kill hundreds of thousands of people a year through medicine. Contaminating medicine, that was fucking sort of, oof. But just as I was thinking what my next step was going to be, about how I was going to kill this witch, one of Katawa's snakes, a bigger one, just his head appeared right in front of me, and the witch was, oh, that's right, she said, she just disappeared. And then she said, I could hear her voice, and she said, how are you going to kill me if you can't see me? And that kind of stumped me for a minute. I was thinking about other ways that I could detect her using what weapons I've got. Only thought this morning I could probably send my dark side snakes at her, because it's all about intention. But I didn't have to, because just as she said that, a big snake head that was in my blood, but a big one, he just went and just fucking ate her. It's like, bye. So I didn't get a chance to finish the conversation because she was gone. The big snake of Katawa. And this is why they're so powerful. But it was a serious cleaning. I could feel it. It made me really weak, this level of cleaning. But it was fine, It was a nice ceremony. Very, very moonlit. I could see Maestro sitting in the chair clearly. It was really bright. The bloody frogs were back. They weren't an attack, but I don't like these. I said they're only small little frogs, but they're loud, man. And there was, again, because it had rained all day yesterday. And then this goes back to something that happened. I was in a negative space most of that night, and I can't remember whether it was Bobin Sana or Katawa or maybe Mapacho later explaining to me that I was in a bit of a, not in a terribly bad space, but I was in a bit of a negative space yesterday with the rain and couldn't charge the phones and thinking about the future again. I don't want to do this. I was just stuck in the jungle and I can't do this shamanic trip. And whoever it was, Bobin Sana said, Steve, you've got to learn. Any time there's any form of negative or doubt, negative thoughts, or it's negative energy. And that's what was affecting you yesterday. Because with the cleaning that's gone on with Katawa, it's slowly, because it's a slow process sometimes, because the medicines are working all the time. And so this idea that this witch kind of knew And this fits with other stuff, why people can get afraid of doing, after they've done ayahuasca ceremony, it's been difficult, and then they get partway through the week and they just go, I don't want to do this anymore, I can't do it, I can't do another. This is probably an indication, I realised, that they've got powerful energy on board and it's controlling their mind, trying to make them not do the ceremony, because that energy, whether witch, demon, whatever, knows that if they do the ceremony, they're going to get expulsioned, what's the word? Expulsed? Sucked out. So whoever it was explaining to me, can't remember now, said that's what was going on. And then when that resin came into your blood and those snakes, they found the actual hex. And that was quite startling, because it made me wonder how much negativity that's given me in the last 30 years of chemotherapy. Of having those 4 months 30 years ago when I was 32. So I'm going to be 61 in April, so you're talking 29 years. All of these negative things compounding with all the other stuff, it just really hits home that the amount of bad energy you have that makes people sick, slow. This is why the witch was saying in corporate medicine, a lot of stuff, especially after the last outbreak, shall we say, and what went with that. Mama Ayahuasca told me that 2 years ago. Big spells on board, all of that shit. So anyway, fascinating stuff all round. So they're the main points, really. Sang along quite a lot last night, slowly coming. And it's interesting because you get times where you'll be in a vision, especially if the medicine's coming up, you're not sure it's on strong. But I had, again, dodgy stomach, not dodgy, I don't know, just a discomfort, bad energy, this witch. But Katala really cleaned that's for sure, and I felt really clean. I was just feeling great today, just like so relaxed, not like yesterday. Because what happened that really, these midges are a pain in the ass, so difficult to kill. This, something happened yesterday that put me, I was just so angry. Not really angry, but it fucked me off, because it's typical fucking Peruvian stunt. The cook that's been here, one day it was just me and her, and it got cold, and she wasn't prepared. She's been in the jungle loads of times, and she was cold with a t-shirt on. It was raining. It was just me and her, and I said, "Oh, do you want my tracksuit top that Maestro gave me, because it's warm?" "Oh yeah, thanks." And then I didn't see where she put it after. She took it off, and then I didn't see where she put it. And then yesterday, Maestro's wife is now here, because the cook's gone back in to see her family. Whether she's coming back or not, I don't know. And this really fucked me off, because the more I stewed on it, I thought, this is fucking typical Peruvian fucking thieving stunt. She didn't say anything to me about, "Oh, thanks for there's your jacket back." So yesterday, it got cold. I've got another top here, but that's not the point. It got cold, and I thought, I was searching through the bags, maybe she put it in the other bag when she washed clothes, and I said, I'll just put them in the bag over there. So I went to look in the bag to see if she'd put the top in, and it wasn't there. And then Maestro's wife said, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And I went and got a tracksuit bottom, said to Maestro, the top half of the other half of the tracksuit. I sort of gave it to the cook to wear when she was cold. And he said, "Oh, she's got it in in Hanaro Herrera. So she must have put it on the boat or something. He must have seen it." And I just looked at him and just went, because again, I've had so much experience of this type of fucking shit, and it just really fucked me off. Like, well, not really, but it just, whether. So now, again, it's hassle. Because, it's all day, because I was in that negative space, that she knew what she was doing. Fucking stole it. I didn't give it to her. I gave it to her to wear when she was cold, and so it really pissed me off to not even check and say, "Oh, here's your jacket back, Steve." And I'd have said, "No, it's yours." But obviously, it means a lot to me, because Maestro gave that to me in the other retreat. You just think, it's like in their genes. They just cannot fucking help themselves to like ripping off the fucking gringo at every fucking turn. I've had so much of it in 3.5 years. I just hope that I'm wrong and there's a good explanation, but she must have known you don't put something in your own bag and then leave the next day. Fucking piss me off. So anyhow, I was stewing on that for an hour, just about all the experiences I've had. Just think, it's like, what is wrong with these people? They fucking cannot help themselves. You know, gringo, fuck it. They can afford it, whatever they think. I just hope I'm wrong and she just says, oh, sorry, Steve, I just didn't think, I put it in my bag. Because I don't even know she's coming back. So this means next time Maestro goes in, I'm going to have to ask specifically. He's got to remember and to see her, wherever she is, and go and get it. Because I've got the bottom halves, not the fucking top now. But it said it's more than that. It was a present from Maestro. And it's, you know, it's warm. It's a hoodie tracksuit top. So anyway, but felt really relaxed today. A bit washed out this morning, but it was a heavy cleaning. Huge food plates today. Oof, couldn't finish my dinner. What else has happened? Any interest? Maestro spoke with Maestro Christian again with the stutter. He called Papa Julio as usual. Had a chat with him. But I was just really, I felt really weak, so I was just happy to lie down. But I did sing along to the initial icros, so I really want to learn the process of opening. I've got to learn the last one. I'll do all this in the Kitos when I can just study the icros and write them all down as best as possible. And listen to them, because I haven't been listening to them at all in the last 2 weeks on these dietas at night. I've not listened at all in the second week, the third week there, and I haven't listened to them here because batteries on phones is a problem. Getting recharged, it's rained a lot, so it's not possible to charge either. And I always like to have some, capacity to watch videos at night if I wake up and Maestro's snoring, or and I'm getting up a lot in the night. But it was nice today because it's a day off, between dietas, so I could have salt and sugar this morning, and the taste, wow. Oh. And I had a cup of Avena, which is like porridge, runny porridge, a cup hot, but with sugar in it. I was like, oh, this is wonderful. And to have some salt on my soup this morning, and then salt and lemon with the salad and beans and rice and egg, boiled egg. Same, pretty much the same every day. Spaghetti, noodles, cucumber, tomato. So my skin stopped purging today. I had a few spots a couple of days ago. A couple of pussy ones, and then when they heal, you squeeze them a bit more because they've got liquid, just watery liquid in them. And then, but I really do think that Katawa finished the job off last night, sending those snakes with his resin through my blood. But Maestro said we're also at one point, but I've given up because he'll say one thing and then something else happens. Like today, I thought we were going to be cooking ayahuasca the weekend. That never happened because he told me, he said, I said, oh, we're cooking ayahuasca for this on Sunday. He said, oh no, we do it tomorrow, so it's ready for the ceremony. But then he must have realised. And when I asked him, I said, like later in the day, I said, well, we were cooking ayahuasca. He said, no. He said, there's no chacruna around here. He said, I have to get it from Genaro Herrera. I thought, and he confirmed what I ordered, because I thought, well, I knew that it grows by water, not necessarily, but it grows by water basically, or rivers. And he said it prefers to grow near flowing rivers, and of course it's not. It's flood water here. So I said, oh, there's none in this area then. He said no. So that's why we didn't do the ayahuasca. Maybe he realised after. So that was a shame. So, but I guess we'll do it at one point, because he said you really need to know that. And then again, the next day it changes. And it's the same today, because I thought we were going to go and get the bark from the new 3 sets of trees, prepare it today to drink tomorrow, but obviously not. That won't happen. So I think I've got, because he only closed me last night, so I've got 2 days off. So we'll probably go tomorrow to get the bark and then prepare it, water overnight from say 5 in the afternoon till I drink 5 in the morning, 12 hours or whatever. Bit of thunder. So it's been a hot day today. It's just nice, not too bad. Less mosquitoes. It's a pain in the ass. I had to send off 2 emails from the top of the hill. It took 10 minutes to send 2 short emails to the BT Pension Fund, because I got a reply back from them. They said, "Oh, we'll update your records now. They've accepted the driving license." But I had to say, actually, they write it and they say, "You've got to copy this. I verify that this is a true likeness of the original, and then put your name next to it." I mean, it's not a signature. It's just bollocks. Like fucking nonsense. But anyway, this is the type of shit that goes with, as I said before, internet admin. Fucking bollocks. So anyway, what will come of that, I have no idea. So I've just been up the hill an hour ago and then went for a wash in the river, in the dirty river. But it was nice to cool down. And so I sent the 2 emails off. The first one with what they wanted about this declaration, and then I asked them whether I want information of what my options are for withdrawing money from my pension fund, or if it's possible, or whatever. Send me whatever documents you've got. So I stood up on the hill for 10 to 15 minutes. No, just got on. I didn't get any WhatsApps from Terry or Joe, so they obviously didn't. The dream connection thing didn't work. It's a real shame, because it was a nice vision for me. I was like there dressed in white, with a kind of white glow behind me, telling them this is what's possible with plant medicine magic. But whether it worked, obviously I don't think it worked, because I said, right, message me this. I told him a message, just a short message, and hoping for a reply today. It was funny, because when I spoke to Joe, he was like, when I went to Joe's, in my mind I went to Joe's bedroom, and he was already sat on the side of the bed. So no, you waiting for me? He said, yeah. So I don't know, just visions playing games. But anyway, oh yeah, I had trouble vomiting. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I only mentioned it to Maestro this morning. When I was feeling a bit drained, before the cleaning, I was feeling a bit, I lay down, and I was quite nicely, I was having some just really nice visions, like especially Maestro singing the Icaros, when he called the trees, that's right, when I tried to call them, because, I'm still technically on the dieta, because I hadn't been closed yet, so I called Lapuna, and he arrived, this big ironclad, they all got the same, and the next thing, so he arrived, and he said, I said, I could see him, but I didn't know what tree it was. Although, no, because I hadn't called Lapuna, I wasn't sure, so I said to him, "Please, sir, forgive me for not knowing who you are. Do you mind telling me who you are?" He said, "I'm Lapuna, the king of the forest." And then another one appeared, and he said, like, I don't know what tree it was, but he said, no, like, for example, "I'm Katawa, and I'm king of the jungle." And I thought, fuck, I'm going to have a punch up in a minute. And then all of a sudden, it was about 15 or 20 more of them arrived, and I haven't dieted these trees, but they were all dressed the same, in the same armour, all the same size, just huge, big, warrior men. And they all got squeezed together in my vision, and they were all just there. And then it turned kind of nice. I was talking, I said, "We're here to protect you." And so there was loads of them. And I haven't dieted these trees yet, so that was a really nice vision. So I counted up what I've done, because I'd originally done 8 dietas, but I don't count the first one with Bobinsana, because I've done her recently properly as the tree. So it was 8. So having done Bobinsana again, I still count that as 8. So I've done 8 dietas before coming here with Maestro. And now I did Bobinsana here, so it doesn't count. So I did, first 3 was Hawaka Purana, Kumaseba, and Camu Camu Higante. And then I've just done this 3, which was Lapuna, Yakajapana, and Anakaspi. So that's 6, and I've got another 2 weeks to do, which if they're 3 each, that'll be another 6. So 7 plus the 6 I've just done is 15 different plants and trees now, and I should be able to do another 6, so I'll take that to 21. So it'll be 2 more nights in the jungle alone. The next one, he said he knows which one for sure. That's right, in the ceremony last night I said, oh, do you know what dieta trees to do that? He said one of them, I can't remember what it was, but he said no, we're going to do that one next, about 100 metres up the hill in that direction. So whether I'll sleep there or what, I don't know. He said, but I don't know the next 2 yet. I'll find out in ceremony tonight. Presumably talk to Papa Julio, which I haven't asked him today whether he knows. But anyway, we'll find out. It just doesn't matter. It'll come. It'll unfold in time. So that was ceremony 97. So 98, 99. I've got 3 more to do, and I'll be on 100. Maybe I've dropped 1 or gained 1 here and there. I'm not sure over the 3.5 years. He's already dead. He's a bastard, really mossy, fucking tiny little mozzies, but they fucking buzz around my ears. Peruvians don't have a problem with this. They don't go around their ears. Must be something about Western white ears that give off heat or something that they see differently, and just fucking drives you nuts. And I think they're small enough to get through the net. So anyway, I can't think of anything else now, so I might as well. I thought there was going to be loads. I thought I'd be able to kill. Oh yeah, the spine. When I was lying down, I think we already sung a Bodhin Sarnarika, I can't remember, it's not important. But I lay down on the bed and I got stabbed through the back with a big spine. Like, to me, it was like this big, because it went through my back and into my stomach area, and it really hurt. Like, fuck, made me jump. It's like inside my stomach. Like, ow, fuck was that? And then a vision of this spine coming through my back. So whether it was a little fucking demon that was below the floorboards here that got through the protection and Maestro couldn't see or whatever. But the pain only lasted a couple of seconds, because like, fuck, that really hurt. So I think I was talking to Bob Insana at the time, and I said, oh shit. And when I was pressing my stomach around the front, it was like, ow, that hurts there. But it passed. And then, so I did vomit. I had to, it was a struggle to make myself vomit. How did I do that? I smoked a mapacho, or my pipe, I think, I can't remember. And called mapacho, because he's so nice to me, and he started chatting, and then he explained a lot about this witch, you know, being in the blood, and that's right, he said, because I was cold, it was a cold night, the full moon, the rain had cleared, it was, and it got kind of misty, but we could still see the moon was quite bright, probably a more than 3/4 moon. But these fucking frogs were just going off again, but they weren't an attack, but you could really tell, because it's this, and most of they're only small, but they're loud as fuck, and they're in the trees just here and up high, and there's just loads of them. They've got, you can see, you know, that same sound, how it morphed into the attack the other night. I don't want to be hearing them all night, but luckily my visions just kept me occupied. They annoyed Maestro as well. At one point, when he stopped singing, and he went, sapple. But then he called Papa Julio, and the next thing it went quiet for a bit, much quieter. I said, Papa Julio shut them up for a minute, which he did, but again, they came back, but not so loud. But Mapacho was explaining about this witch, you know, because I was thinking, God, I've had that thing in, you know, that chemo inside me for 30 years, what untold problems. He said, you know, yeah, this one, it's a nasty business. He said, but it's okay, because now Katawa has put his resin in you, spiritually. You'll be able to vomit out the discomfort in your stomach. And again, it was like I had to get on my knees, and told Maestro, I said, I don't feel like vomiting, but my stomach's not, you know, I've got dark energy in there. So I don't know what attacked me, but it didn't, you know, it was just kind of instantly healed. I think I called Bob inside. I said, Bobby, you know, can you heal this? You know, so I think I called a few trees as well. I said, you know, can you heal this bad energy from this attack? And it was only a seconds really after the pain, and then it went into my stomach again, and then I had to stick my fingers down my throat, and that took a while. Maestro sang in Icaro. Again, just Mapacho saying, just relax, let the medicine work. And I was saying to her, Mama, can you give me a hand here? And eventually I vomited up just a really small amount, but it was enough. I just got that, either the spine and the witch residue out. So, and then I was just happy in vision space. I was talking to Bobby a lot. Nice to see her again. I was still feeling a bit low after though. I still just was so drained and still feeling like there was, oh yeah, that's right, because Bobby she was clearing all this netting off me, like spider web and a big cloth. She said, because I was joking about having my sword again, because she's worthy, and she was using it to cut these like sheets of covering, and she said this is the residue from the brew. She's trying to still, the hex, because even though she's left, the hex is in place, and and of course it's been released from your blood and then released the hex, and that's what Mapacho was explaining. He said this is what's nasty about them. It's some of the tools they've got. So even if the witch is dismissed, they can put like a time bomb on it, and when they're dismissed, the hechizo goes off. So it's like a fresh fucking spell. So Bowie said, I'm just putting on this display for you to watch, to see, but I'm actually doing something different in the background. This is going to take other spiritual magic, like our own spells, to get rid of this. And then you vomit it out along with the other stuff too. And it was only then, I was still feeling kind of a bit low, the hangover of it, and I was still cold. And Katawa said to me, stay under the blankets, because my hands were really cold. So I was under the blankets, and he said, I went to get up because I started feeling a bit warmer, but my hands were cold. And he said, no, stay under the blanket, the medicine will work better. He said, because part of that chemo, it's also messed up your temperature regulation in your body, which is why you feel the cold so much. Because I feel the cold here. When it goes cold, it's really... but on ayahuasca, I started to have a few of the shivers again, and I haven't had that for a while, because again, this cleaning seems to be, I don't know how long that is, but I'm going to suffer that for in the future. So that's a pain in the butt, but the cleaner we get, more dietas, more ayahuasca, under these circumstances, done properly with Maestro, so powerful. So he's still twinkling on his guitar there, singing the melodies, just playing the melodies of the Icaros on the guitar. I haven't been playing the guitar at all, just been just resting, and just so beautiful. It's so tranquil here. It's just so quiet. So again, Maestro. He's been out with the machete a bit, and then he walked to the retreat, because Darlin came yesterday and then went back to work at the retreat. But he apparently told Maestro that the woman there, she's the one with the bob, tall, shaved hair. She's a shamana. Maestro's trained her, but she's got different tradition. He said she uses fire a lot, like these flames and stuff, and picked up, and then he told me the name of the tribe that she's worked with, and there's so many different techniques, and then she still comes here, but she wanted to ask him some questions. And then he walked in this morning with Darlin, and when he came back, I asked him, I said, you said yesterday that she had questions, Maestro, did she ask you? And he said, yeah. So because she wanted him to come and do their ceremony on this Wednesday. It's Tuesday today now. So tomorrow she wanted him to come and do it, because she's trained under him before, and she wanted to hear the guitar. And of course, Christian doesn't play the guitar. So he said, well, I can't. I said, anyway, it's Maestro Christian's job. I mean, but he can't. He said he'll go tomorrow just to do some singing, but she wanted him to effectively be the shaman because she's worked with him before, I suppose, and she wanted to hear his guitar. I thought that's probably Maestro Christian, isn't it, to sort of find out about it and a bit pissed off. Might be a bit pissed off if it's not very nice, is it? But it's just the way it is. I'm sure it'll be fine. And apparently there was another woman there this morning, because like me, but she complained. Apparently she got really angry because again they've done the same thing. They've got the bloke with the fucking grass cutter machine at 7 o'clock in the morning outside their tambos cutting the grass, and this woman apparently she got really angry because people are paying a lot of money, and this is again the Peruvian mentality, just like what the fuck. And I said to myself, people are paying a lot of money, and like I had to endure 7 o'clock in the morning with a mower machine or whatever, cutter machine, 7 o'clock in the morning, especially after a night after ceremony. You really don't want it. But this woman lost her rag and created a bit of a fuss, and rightly so. I said, well, it's really stupid. And I said, yeah, it's stupid. I don't know why Juan does that. I suppose they just wait for the money to come in, and then they hire the guy so that they're not spending their own reserves. They wait to get the money actually in their hand. Just typical kind of Peruvian mentality. Instead of, because they had a week where we were in Iquitos. They've had a week before the second group arrived to get all the work done, and then the group arrives like they did with me, and start doing the mission work again, hammering nails and using chainsaws and fucking. It's like, just different mentality. I just don't get it. But anyway, so the point's making the video bigger than it needs to be. Maestro sang me an Icaro last night, but he does a lot with lots of trees, and I suppose it's all in his head where he's opening me, so I don't know, I'm not open. So I'll have to have another ceremony. Maybe it will be Wednesday, because that's right, because he said he couldn't come to their ceremony on Wednesday because he's got mine. I don't know, we'll see. It changes on a daily basis, just have to go with the flow and see what happens.